Hello and welcome to the Tradie Business School podcast, the only podcast you need to grow a profitable, successful trades business that allows you to be off the tools and doing more of the things that you love. I'm joined today by my co-host, Adam Spencer. My name is Barry William, and today we're speaking about why asking for help is a necessity for success in business. Adam, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, Barry. Thanks for asking.
Thanks for being here. So, man, you've owned a trades business for quite some time, which we're going to share a bit more about you and your background on another episode. You've recently joined the Tradie Business School team, so we're super stoked to have you here supporting our clients to grow amazing trade businesses. What does this mean for you? Like, why do you feel that asking for help is necessary and a necessity for success in not just business, but life itself?
Oh, what a Pandora's box of a question you've asked there, Barry.
Let's open that up.
Yeah. Let's open it up. Let's go deep straight away. The reason that I think asking for help is necessary for success is because it was probably the one thing that held me back. You know, and it's this just segues into so many other episodes around male egotistical masculinity, stubbornness, pig-headedness, probably the youthful confidence, overconfidence, and all the things that are associated with wanting to just grow and develop and prove them wrong and those sorts of things. So, you know, for me, it was, I've said it before, you know, whatever you resist will persist. And it really was, it was such an Achilles heel in my journey in thinking that I could be the one and the only person who could do everything. And that's not to say that I didn't have team around me. Like I had guys and team members that can do bits and pieces. But I was such a control freak. And if you know anything about control, you'll know that it's born from fear, you know, and the fear there that underpinned absolutely every decision that I made was that I was going to, you know, at some point I was going to lose everything, you know, which is what ended up happening anyway, because I was holding so tightly, I basically strangled the business. And if you don't realize it yet, the business owner is the bottleneck. I don't know if has that been the experience for you? I mean, you certainly successfully scaled yourself out of multiple businesses. I mean, what was your journey like?
Yeah, so the couple of things. I don't just think it's a male trait. I believe, you know, like, and we've had many female clients too that the same thing. There's a part of them that feels like, I don't know, that they should know this stuff or they should do it themselves or whatever, you know. And I've often shared too, like, we have personal problems that get expressed through the business, right? Hence the business owner is the bottleneck, right? Us and our psychology. Growing a business, I believe, is relatively easy, right? And I've proven that. However, it's only easy now because I jumped those first hurdles and I resolved the egotistical bullshit that was going on that was preventing me from having businesses that work without me because there was too much control involved. Now, the question I've got for you before I kind of, I guess, share a bit of my background, Adam, something come up for me, I want to make sure we get to it, is do you think it's a maturity thing? Like, do you think that as we get older, we're more open to asking for help, or do you think it's more of a growth and something that we pursue to get to a place where we feel okay to ask for help?
Look, I there's kind of a couple of answers to that question, but if I was just to pick one, I think it's an emotional maturity thing, but it's not like an age maturity thing, because I see guys, like for me, I went through that in my 30s. And there's clients that I work with, you know, and like you said, not just guys, girls as well, that are going through it in their, you know, 50s and 60s. You know, they're towards the end of their careers, and they're still resistant to getting help because of exactly what you said. They have this kind of imposed programming that they think that they should know it all. I mean. I must have missed out when the Matrix was handing out the how to run a business downloads, you know, but unfortunately it's not a plug-in. It's like becoming a parent, you know, it's just starting a business doesn't come with a box of instructions. It's really personal to each and every individual. But yeah, if you want to go fast, get help is the thing.
Yeah, that's what someone shared with me many, many years ago. A mentor that I had is that if you want to go slow, go alone. If you want to go fast, go together.
Yeah.
And it's funny you just shared that because I was like, oh, what is it? Is it an age thing? Is it a personal growth thing? And you're right, like reflecting back and looking, there's a lot of people that I know that are much older than me that are still too stubborn to ask for help, even though their life is slipping through their hands, their relationship's gone to shit, they're fucking broke. They're still unwilling to look at someone next to them and go, hang on, his life's pretty good. Like he might know some stuff that I don't know. Instead, kind of sits there from the other side of the yard pointing fingers going, oh yeah, but it was easy for you because, right?
Oh, the old blame.
You, Barry, because like you live this life. Fuck no, it wasn't. Sorry for swearing. No, it wasn't. Like the shit that I had to go through, mostly within myself, to be where I'm now. I've earned the right to be where I'm now. Not because it was given to me, or not because someone handed me the instruction manual, but because every freaking day I showed up and I kept showing up until I broke through, and I didn't show up alone. I showed up realizing, hang on, there's some pretty smart people out there. Maybe they know some things that can help me get to where I want to go faster. Right?
So where did that change for you? Like
Bankruptcy.
Yes.
Bankruptcy.
Chestnutty. Yeah.
Bankruptcy. Like I sat back and thought, how the hell did I get here? Like I'm a good person. I do good things. I always treated my staff well. Heck, I paid them many times when I couldn't afford to pay myself.
Yeah.
And I sat there going like something's not right here. I was spiritual. I was meditating. This is before, humanity started meditating. This is when if you told people you meditate, they're like, man, you're a dope smoking hippie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But we still say that, by the way, about you, Barry.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, and not far wrong, but I was like, like what's going on? Like, what am I missing? And that was when I started to, like, I was led to start to study psychology. I was led to start to study quantum physics, study, human behavior. And this was before like the internet was swarmed with life coaches, right? And every man and their dog being a coach, especially God here in Canggu, man. Like you sit at the sauna and you're like, what do you do? I'm a coach. I'm a sexuality coach. I'm a tantra coach. I'm a life coach. I'm a marketing coach. Fuck me. But, I was like, hang on a second. Like I think that there's some smart people out there that if I was to hire them, if I was to pay them some money, if I was to learn from them, I could go faster, I could go easier, I could go more profitably. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to spend the money on a coach. It might not work. You know what? Even the worst mentors or programs I bought, I still learned something.
Oh, yeah. And that's 100% the truth. Like I remember when I first started to look into getting into the growth stuff, and it was around business, like completely avoidant of personal growth because I was like, no, I'm perfect. I've got my shit together.
Of course.
Furthest thing from the truth. Because then once you start doing the business stuff and you start mining through that surface level problem, you realize that, oh shit, no, actually I'm the problem. But yeah, it's, hitting that rock bottom and getting to that point where you're like, I'm a good person. How the hell did I get this so wrong? And that's why I'm on this journey now, join the team here is because just being able to help people not go down that path, it's not like I don't want to avoid the things. I just want people to navigate these situations in a healthy manner because the opposite is just destructive of relationships, businesses, everything, and that's, yeah.
And a really important point I want to add, and nicely put there, mate, is that just because you hire Tradie Business School to help you grow your business or because you read some books or get a mentor or go to a Tradie Robbins course, I'm telling you right now, like the shit doesn't stop.
No.
Right? We still have clients that like get sued or have, staff rip them off or blah, blah, blah. But the difference is they don't go through it alone. Right?
Yeah.
The difference is for me now is that when a problem comes up, first and foremost, I know that no matter what comes up, I have the capability, resources, and people around me to get through it. Number one, there is an irrefutable belief inside of me that I've developed over years of facing shit and getting through it. But number two, I know that I never have to go through it alone. I'm only a phone call, a text message, a conversation away from having the support that I need to get through whatever life throws at me. And that's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and that internal belief doesn't come unless you've gone through that stuff. You know, you've turned up day in, day out, got punched in the face, got back up, got punched in the face, got back up, you know, and business like is brutal. Like there is a reason the statistics are the way they are, you know, like it's like 10% of businesses survive the first 12 months. And then it's like 10% of that 10% go on for 5 years. And it's, you know, you're down to like sub 1% that actually survive past the 10-year mark, you know, and I think what you find is a lot of those businesses, if we actually dug into those statistics, it would be around, you know, it would come from the fact that so many people have gone through so much crap and reiterated themselves, rebuilt themselves, whatever it is, and learnt from their lessons so they actually do make it past. Like I would love to see what the data looked like if you actually quarantined out people that actually go from day 1 to year 10 without losing a business first, you know? Yeah. So
I guess like my strong belief is that, you know, like anyone has the ability to get to where they want to go.
Yeah.
The variable we're talking about here is how much energy, effort, and time are you willing to invest to get there? Yeah. And asking for help, whether it be, shit, man, like I go to my partner with so many questions. Now, she's not an entrepreneur. She's not a business owner. But, man, has she got some interesting insight into the challenges that I go through that is completely left field from where I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So,
and the reason for that is because, I mean, obviously she cares about you, but she's not attached to the outcome of your business. She's attached to you and your relationship, obviously. But like tell me if I'm wrong, but as far as the business is concerned, she probably doesn't care too much. You know, like if she's like a lot of partners out there, it's like, great, business is going well. That's awesome. Business is going bad. That's awesome. You know, that they're just so detached from it. And that doesn't, you know, like I've worked with some amazing, you know, female CEOs and business owners as well. And it's the same thing, you know, the working husband, you know, is just got no idea, but just being able to offer that neutral point of view, that objective point of view from not being attached to whatever's going on in the business is just really powerful. However, I will say there's a caveat with that. Sometimes you've got to be careful where you get your advice from. You know, sometimes that your partner is not the best person to be helping and advising you, particularly around higher end sort of business management type activities.
And in most business owner cases, and I apologize to the accountants in advance, is that most often an accountant is not the right place to go to get advice to grow your business, because accountants are trained to look backwards at your numbers and help you submit tax returns. Yeah. Right? Not profitably and effectively grow a company that can work without you. Right?
Yeah. And that's why they're called accountants, not business advisors, right?
Right. And that's why they're still the most important person in their business. They haven't learnt this shit. Right?
Yeah.
So to Adam's caveat, he's absolutely correct. And I guess, you know, the most important thing with that is that, you know, regardless of who you got information for, make sure you're still screening it. And you're screening it from a couple of perspectives. Number one, through your own brain, right? Through your own logic and reason. Number two, through the background of what this person has achieved. If you're going and asking an accountant for marketing advice, right, that's relied on word of mouth and referrals his whole life, he's probably not going to give you very good marketing advice, right? If you're going to go and ask a coach that's never actually built a business to work without them, how to grow a business to work without you, there's a strong possibility there's some stuff he can give you or they can give you, but there's probably going to be a plateau. But if you're learning from someone like myself or Adam, who has actually built businesses that can work without them, right, and is now helping people do the same thing, there's a good possibility that if you listen to what they say and you execute and you're willing to show up, you too can absolutely get there as well with the right amount of time.
Oh, definitely. And I think that's the key thing, right? It's patience. Everybody wants to be there yesterday. But you've got to understand that most people that have gone there before you have done that over years at the very least, if not decades, and they've earned their stripes. Like you said, very passionately, you've earned your place now. You've earned the position to be able to say that I've got where I am because I've done the hard yards, you know? And this is the thing. People think that getting up early is the hard yards. That's not even the start of it.
No, I guess you could say that I was an overnight success, 16 years in the making. You know, like it took me 16 years before I exited my first business, and in 2 years built and exited 7 more.
Yes.
Right? that first one is always the hardest one to do. However, had I have asked for help earlier, had I have hired a coach earlier, had I have started reading business books and books on personal development and finance earlier, I would have achieved my results a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think that that's a huge point, right? Is that you know, we fail to recognize the education that we put into our trade or our profession, you know, and the years of mastery that go into getting us to that point. And we confuse that knowledge and that education for being good at business. So just because you're insanely great at your trade, and this is the thing, like just about everybody that starts working with us, they're always insanely good at what they do. You know, they just don't understand their own value. They don't understand niching and the other things that we've talked about previously. They don't get that. But they're insanely good at their trade in that, but then they try and take that same level of knowledge and apply it to business. And unfortunately, you fall off a cliff. You've basically got to do an apprenticeship, which is essentially, you know, the sort of place that Tradie Business School was born from, is taking people through an apprenticeship in business.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, an invitation for you, if you've been sitting on the sidelines, if any of what we've shared today is resonating and you realize, shit, you know what? I could probably ask for help. I often feel alone. I could do with some assistance in helping me get over whatever challenge you currently have or may have in the future. Click the link below. The coaches at Tradie Business School are there, ready to have a chat to you for free, have a chat to see how we can help you to grow a better, more profitable, more successful business. If you are a right fit for us, by all means, we'll offer the invitation to join one of our programs. If not, we'll absolutely point in the direction of someone or something that can help you move through from where you are at the moment. But the most important thing is to get over the ego, get over the resistance, the pride, whatever it is, and ask for help. You know, we're here to help. But the most important thing I'd love you to take away from this is that it is okay to ask for help, and it will actually help you get to where you want to go faster and a lot more easier.
I just want to add one thing just before you sign off. One of the quintessential things that goes through the trade business and that sort of thing is the whole stiff upper lip thing, you know, suck it up and get on with it type thing. But think of how easy you have done the avoidance thing, and then compare that to how hard it is to ask for help, right? Because the thing is that people think asking for help's weak, whereas the way I teach it, it's completely the other way around. Being able to ask for help is one of the hardest things I've been able to do myself. And I still battle with it, but I've got used to it over time, and it is such a powerful thing to do. And the thing is, people want to help. People want to help you. Like, how good do you feel when you get to help somebody else? So stop denying us the opportunity to help you, and click on the link below, will you?
Absolutely. One final point, man, I'm fired up about this topic. It's been fantastic, and that is, you know, like it was that very first moment that I was in a workshop and I allowed myself to be vulnerable enough in a room of 100 people to share what I was dealing with and ask for help. That I realized that 90 other people in the room were going through the same thing as what I was, and I never would have known that had I not have asked for help. Right? This is no different. Man. So, like you said, Adam, like it's one of the hardest things you can do, but also one of the best things for your business. So look, don't delay, click below. Let's look forward to chatting you and welcoming you into one of our programs or one of our resources very, very soon. Adam, appreciate the compelling and energetic conversation today.
Yeah, no, love your passion, Barry.
Take care. Thanks, everyone.